I wish I knew this sooner. Nail edition. If I could go back in time, what would I change? Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about all this right now on the Biz Talk. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Tracey, you are rocking the Wu-Tang. You know how much I love that.
I know.
Got to give you some props.
Melissa said I should get the shirt for Habib, and I said,
screw him. I'm taking it.
Taking it.
Melissa was right. You should have got it for me. How dare you?
Wouldn't have fit you.
Maybe not. Cool shirt, though, I got to say. I love that you came rocking with the Wu-Tang today because they're one of my favorites.
I also picked up a Family Guy shirt, by the way.
Oh, my God. You 2 for 2, Trace.
Yeah. It was a good day.
That's a good day, man. That's a really good day. Okay. I wish I knew this sooner. We're going to do Nail Tech edition. There's a lot of different directions we can go here in terms of a nail technician's career. There's so many different angles. Talk about, the path, your path specifically, Tracey. What did you wish you knew sooner when you started on your nail journey? I'm talking about after you got out of school.
Okay, so after, because the
Yes.
first thing would be that they weren't going to teach me.
Yes.
I wish I had known after I got out of school. I think the first thing I wish I had known was what I needed.
In terms of products?
In terms of products, like, because you just get hit so hard with everybody telling you what you need, especially if you go into a distribution place and they're like, you need this and you need that. And it's just very overwhelming. So I wish I had known what to focus on.
Do you think you bought the wrong stuff?
There was a few things that I bought that I was wrong, but I was on a budget. So that also helped very, very much.
Well, I'm imagining most people also will be on a budget, which I think is even more important to know. Like, that's a big one, actually, Tracey. That's huge because we know this, especially as if you're a newbie and you go to a trade show and you're trying to find out what you need,
much stuff.
You're going to be overwhelmed.
And then if you're going into salon, you see what everybody else has, and you feel like, oh, I have to have all that to compete. That's the funny thing about trade shows, or even when I was in distribution, I will tell people, like, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't. They're like, are you going to let me buy anything? Yes, what you need.
What you need. Yeah.
That's extra stuff.
Yeah.
That's the wants. Let's worry about what the needs are right now.
Yeah, the core. So if you had to kind of break that down, what is that? Like, let's talk about that real quick, because I'm actually curious. Like, what are the staples that somebody should absolutely get? That you wish you knew.
So you need a good acrylic system, which the Pro Kits are a great way to do that. You need a good gel system. Pro Kit is a great way to do that. You're set. 1 light, 2 if you possibly can.
Yeah.
A good electric file. And then when it comes to colors, this is where we start getting carried away. Our art and colors. And that person over there, she has neon green, neon yellow, neon, all these other colors. Get your basics.
Yeah.
Get yourself 12 good colors. You got your reds, you got your burgundies, you got your nudes, and then a few fun colors. Add to it as you go. Same thing with glitters, mylars. Get a few base colors that you can mix to make other colors. It just, you can overwhelm and just go crazy really quick.
Yeah, I think that's a really good piece of advice because initially you're going to be focused on technique and getting your structure and then building your speed as you go. It's not like you're going to be cracking insane nail art out the gate. You probably don't need a lot of that, but like having like your 12 colors, working on your technique and your speed as you go, get that down. As you start building your nail art skills, you can start expanding, right?
Start expanding a little bit at a time. That way it doesn't just hit you all at once.
Quick question for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you get 1 light or 2 lights out of the gate?
1.
Okay.
I had 1.
Okay. Did you, if your budget allowed out of the gate, would you get two?
Two automatically, yeah.
Okay.
So it makes your life so much easier. You don't
Yeah.
have to cross over. You don't have to wait for one to dry. It's, on each side. It's just more comfortable for you, more comfortable for them, and you can go faster.
Yeah, that's good. I think about like when I started, this is just on the business side, right? Like what I wish I knew when I started here at Young Nails. I wish I knew that my family was going to drive me crazy. And
How did you not know that?
I had no idea.
How'd you not? Did you not
Zero.
grow up with them?
I did grow up with them, but you don't really, I would say this, even though you grow up obviously with your family, you don't really know them until you work in a business, because things come out
Yep.
that, like, my interaction with my mom was completely, my relationship with my mom was always mother-son.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it's mother-son to we're partners. That's an odd transition for her, especially.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you are used to having the last word.
Yes.
Doesn't work so well with business Habib.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Especially, when I literally took the checkbook from her, and I was like, yes, I did.
I would have loved to have been there for that one.
Dude, I took the check because we had to split responsibilities. And so I took the checkbook from my mom, and at first I asked Greg, are you cool with me doing this, bro? Because I need to take this over. And he was like, please, bro, you do that. This is your area that, mom's good at purchasing. That's her area of expertise.
She's
It's like
amazing.
purchasing. Relationships.
Yeah.
Totally. So when I took it from her, she was like, not having it. But I wish, I wish I knew that it was going to be
How difficult
it's going to be, like the relationship, the dynamics,
really a strain, maybe a little on the relationship
Oh
at
my
first,
God.
Until you get the footing of the relationships.
My mom didn't talk to me. There was like
It makes sense.
yeah, it totally does. There was like a 3 or 4, I don't even remember, but she only spoke to me in the absolute basics, but we did not have a relationship. We didn't like each other,
Yeah.
And I mean, it's because of my behavior, how I behaved. Like, I would throw tantrums, I would punch holes in the wall, I would kick and scream.
Still were acting like a kid.
I was still acting like a kid. Today I act like a kid in different ways. I don't do that. I don't throw tantrums, but I play video games. So still the kid is inside of me. Yes.
I just
Gnarly.
just flashed to you saying you guys didn't like each other. I used to tell RJ when he was doing things that just, and I was mad at him, and he's like, "Oh, you're mad at me." I'm like, "Listen, I have to love you. I don't have to like you."
I love that.
And I don't like you right now.
Yeah.
Your mom didn't like you right then.
She did not like me right then, Trace. It was gnarly. And then, probably on the other side of it too, during that time, I wish, because as a nail tech, you are going into your own business.
Yeah.
So you're becoming a business owner, right?
Insta.
Instant business. And I wish someone, and this is something that you talk about a lot, Tracy, this transparency of communication with customers, vendors. It took me a little bit to learn that. It was not natural for me. Like, it was hard, like being nice in the communication, but making sure that I said what was needed to be said. For example, if a customer owed us money, that would just, like, nobody wanted to touch it. And it's like, dude, build up.
One of the most difficult things.
Yeah.
It's all awkward for you, and they're like off in their own little world, happy as a clam. It's
Totally.
only awkward when you actually ask them for the money.
It's very true, but I that's something I wish I knew was, like, you got to have those it's going to be hard, but you need to have those very clear conversations, whether it's with a customer or vendor. Like, don't beat around the bush, and don't be a jerk, but communicate things clearly but nicely, but make sure you're clear. I mean, how important is that in the salon environment?
I think that's another one. I wish I had known. Like, first of all, customer isn't always right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to put your foot down.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to get rid of people.
What's an example of that?
Of the
customer not being right?
Well, I think I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. Just the customer coming in and constantly complaining, or trying to dictate how you do it or trying to dictate the price. Okay, you're not right.
Right.
You're not right. Are you happy with your nails? The ones that want to dictate how you do it. Are you happy with your nails? Yes. Quit telling me how to do it.
Yeah.
This is my path that I take. Pricing. If you're not happy with the pricing, don't come to me.
You don't have to come back.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
Oh.
And that, again, we've had this conversation. If you have a few clients complaining and telling you you're too expensive, but you have a full clientele, you're fine.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody's not coming to you because you're too expensive, well, we need to reevaluate.
Totally.
But the customer isn't always right. I want in on this time. You're not right. You're not coming in that time. So there has to be a balance. And I wish I had known that more. I think in life, I wish I knew that people weren't always nice.
Yeah.
When I first was coming into business or just my younger years, knowing that sometimes you have to put your foot down and that does not make you an a-hole.
No, it doesn't. You're absolutely. And that's why, we're totally making that same point. That's why I was saying, I wish I knew that too, of communicating, being transparent, but you can be nice about it. You can be kind.
Nice. And sometimes it's just an end of conversation.
Right.
Because sometimes when you are nice, people keep going. It's like, I'm not furthering this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go off on you, but the conversation has ended.
I think it's such a important thing for people, if you're starting out on your nail journey, I think it's so important to know that, because even though you need customers in the beginning, it is not okay for people to run over you and treat you
miserable.
Making you miserable. That's not okay. Maybe you might have to do some nails with a shape that you don't like, and maybe you don't like acrylic as much as gel, and you got to learn.
Life.
That's different. That's life, right? But what we're talking about is a customer literally being rude and running all over you, and we had that. For years, we had this group of customers that was running all over us, and I had it.
Yeah.
And I called and I fired the customers nicely.
Yep.
I was nice. They were screaming at me on the phone, but I said, we can't, and we needed the money, Trace, but it's like, this is not okay. You can't talk to my mom and me and my brother. You can't treat us like this.
You cannot treat this conversation is now
over. Totally.
And I think that that's something that I had wished I'd known, that, and that goes for people in the salon. That not everybody has your back.
Yeah.
There are people out there that will sabotage you. Don't go into life thinking everybody's doing that, but realize that sometimes you don't need to listen to everybody's garbage.
Yeah.
Because there are some people in salon, other techs, that will try to play you like that and make you feel bad about yourself and your nails and this, and I wish I'd known that, because I maybe would have had my guard up a little bit more about it. Not jaded, but aware of it, that, oh, she's not trying to help me. She's actually trying to sabotage me, kind of thing.
God, that's crazy that
it
there's
happens,
somebody. Yeah. That's so unfortunate. But I think it's like, this is where constantly educating yourself, even outside of you might have a mentor in salon, right? And that's great. And I think that's really important. You if you can find one, if you're lucky enough, that's great. But also having other sources of information, education, which today is
easy,
available, very available. That way it's not like if you happen to run into somebody that, maybe is trying to guide you in the wrong way, you're like, wait a second. I watched Tracy on this video on Real Time, and she was saying this doesn't sound right to me, you know? And that way you have a little bit of extra guidance outside of, one person.
Right. And then I think the other thing I wish I'd known or done sooner was to set my policies and my guidelines up and to follow them closely, because it is hard to change once you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one. I would add, on the marketing side, just to kind of drop this in, today, if you are starting off, I wish we started on our social media journey 3-4 years earlier than we did, even though we were still kind of early.
Yeah.
I wish we were earlier.
Because there were signs, right?
There were signs, yes.
And people saying you need to do it.
Yes.
You need to do it. Not as much as, it just wasn't the norm. And
Totally.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, don't make that error of, well, I'll start it in like 6 months or a year or two. Things are going to change, and they're going to change. They're going to change again. You need to start now. And even if that's like at least capturing content, taking picture of your nails, posting it, getting used to that rhythm. Don't make the mistake and start later. Just start doing it now. Get ahead. It's such an important part of your business, especially in today's world. You need Instagram, you need TikTok, at least those two. I think it's going to be wildly important for you to start.
Yeah. I think the last thing I would say is I wish I'd known that perfection didn't exist.
Oh, that is big, especially with everything on Instagram, right? Can make people feel insecure
and all that. It does not exist. Even if you were the most perfect tech out there, someone's not going to like your stuff.
Yeah. So, you can't get around it.
You can't. You're not going to please everybody.
You're not going to please everybody. We see it on social media every single day.
Yep.
We'll have a video that gets, as a matter of, it was kind of funny. Yesterday I was looking at one of our TikTok videos came up, and it's got like 17 million views. 17 million views. Insane, right?
That's crazy.
And this was posted, I think it was like November of 2020. And I was looking through the comments, and, there's like 5,000 comments on it. And still people like, well, I wouldn't did it, and I wouldn't do this, and why did you do it? And then majority of it was like, oh my God, thanks for the tip. This is awesome, because the education little piece. You can't please. And I could have sat there and gone like, how could they? Dude,
I'm going to do it differently. Well, it got 17 million views. So what are you going to do?
You did it right. Yeah, we did it right.
And that's the thing. You are not the nail tech for everybody. Just know that.
That's such a these are good gems, guys. Yeah. These are good gems. You're not the nail tech for everybody. Nope. You're not going to please everyone. What you're trying to do is build a full clientele. You're trying to find your people. You're trying to find the clients that, you will please. And I think sometimes we focus on that negative of like, why doesn't, Sally like my nails, even though all the rest of your clients are happy? Like, why is she? And you just get down on yourself and you get negative, right?
And it's super easy to do. Trust me, I get it. I understand it. Comments get to me.
Yeah.
It's just
all of us,
human nature. But just have that voice in your head. I'm not the nail tech for everybody. I'm not going to please everybody, and move on, because you are the nail tech for a lot of people.
Yeah, you are. And you got to look at the majority. Stop wasting the time on those few.
1%.
Yeah, you can't do it. Let us know in the comments below what you wish you knew when you started on your journey. We would love to hear about it, know about it. Also, let us know in the comments below what you want to hear from us. Any of the topics that you have, drop them in the comments. Tracey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next time on Biz Talk.